Ben Hansen and Andrew Reiner giving us a tour of the office.
Ooh, office tour.
So let's go to them right now.
We're here with a tour of Game Informer's office. The audio is going to be a little out of sync. Apologies for that. You're not going to want to be looking at me anyways. We're going to be taking a tour of our writing bullpens and the vault itself. So let's begin here. This is kind of our core area of Game Informer. This is our Minneapolis office for people that aren't familiar with us. Our Extra Life live stream is showing our recording studio, but this is where we do all of our magazine work, all the writing, the gameplay. You can see here, this is Jeff Cork's desk, the messiest desk in the world. If anybody could beat this, send us a picture. I don't think you can. There's years worth of trash on this desk. And the way he keeps it organized, we don't know, but he finds everything. He gets all of his work done. Well, you can see he's playing, it looks like he's trying to get through Mad Max. When we're not on the screen during Extra Life, we're up here playing games or behind the scenes doing something else. Ben Hansen's desk is right here. Obviously his computer's gone because it's being used right now. He has a standing desk. There's some editors that are trying to be healthy in that regard. Big dinosaur fan. Awesome Shadow of the Colossus art. This is actually his own piece. This isn't a Game Informer piece. He brought that in. But you can see all the knickknacks. Everybody has their own personal stuff. Hansen's a big fan of Pixar, so he has The Incredibles as his favorite Pixar movie. He also has some aged whiskey there that's never been opened and probably never will.
$1,000.
And as we move along, you're going to see posters, framed Game Informer covers everywhere. And the editors usually try to kind of line up their favorite ones at their desk. Hansen, a big fan of the King Kong game. I am as well. We want to do a super replay of that at some point. Then we have Jeff Marchiafava. His TV's missing because we're using it downstairs. And right here is our newest recruit, I believe. I always get this wrong, but this is Cyril Vasquez. He is on the road as we speak, doing some top secret stuff. And then just archives of magazines everywhere for research. You'll see bookcases all over the office. Wade Wojcik, he is another person who's standing. And he actually has a new stand. Some people have cardboard, like Cyril, which is, we should buy him something. It's a little cheap. And then it looks like a raccoon got to Dan Tack's desk here. We should probably tell him to throw away his trash. But
Rest in peace.
yeah, his body might be down here somewhere. I don't know. But a lot of Dark Souls stuff on Dan Tack's desk. A lot of Blizzard stuff. He's a big fan of those games, obviously. And Overwatch, he has a statue there too, which is very cool. And Ben Reeves, big fan of Spider-Man. He has the Spider-Man cover, like I said. He was a part of the Extra Life marathon for the fighting games. He was a part of that. So he has that frame. And then this is Kyle Hilliard's desk. This used to be Tim Turry's desk. And Tim put in the standing desk, and Kyle really liked it and decided to keep it. But he's got some cool stuff from Shadow of the Colossus, these little figures. Some Zelda stuff as well. 2 autographed pictures of Chewbacca. He's told the story behind this, but he had one and his wife had one or something like that, and they're perfect for each other. And we'll continue along here.
Bye, Cork.
Bye. Have fun playing Mad Max. Our Skyrim statue got out and voted. Not once, but twice. So if you think the election's rigged, it is true, because this guy voted twice. And we're going to avoid the vault for now. Just look at the door. In there's where all the awesome stuff is. And now we're in the second bullpen. We kind of call them Bullpen A and Bullpen B. Again, this is where all of our writers do their work, their game playing, the writing, editing, all that stuff. We got Brian Shea here.
Hey.
He has one of the cleanest desks, one of the most organized and cluttered. I mean, he has stuff everywhere. There isn't really a workable surface outside of where he puts his keyboard.
Follow him on Snapchat. You'll see his desk every day.
But a wide variety. He has probably the most diverse collection of stuff. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Doom, Mario. He's unfortunately our Sonic fan. Max Payne. It's a weird collection. Hitman.
Yep.
And then we got right next to him, J.V. Gwaltney.
Hi, everyone.
And JV, Wolfenstein, he's completed this game, I don't know, what?
Not that one. The New Order.
The New Order, but 15 times?
20.
20 times now. He's gone through it. It is one of his favorite games of this generation. And then right here is Joe Juba, who was watching the live stream. So here's a little moment of inception for you. So you probably just saw this happen. But Joe's desk very clean, way into JRPGs and story-driven stuff like BioShock. So you can see he has some really cool collectibles here. He's also awesome at, I don't know what you'd call those, the action-adventure games like Devil May Cry.
Stylish action.
Stylish action, yeah. But he will go through those multiple times, get all the achievements, do everything he can to get the highest S rankings and all that stuff.
Hey.
He also took a pie to the face earlier today. It was hilarious.
That out of my beard.
Elise sits here. All sorts of random stuff in the office that gets sent to us, like this poster from the Final Fantasy 15 team. And then again, more Game Informer covers. She has a weird clown that's going to animate and kill everyone that just kind of showed up here. Oh, Dan Tack, that could be the murderer. Put that clown on the list of suspects. And Matt Miller's, he has the best desk in the office. Look at this. Just look at the stuff. All organized, never once dusted, perfectly pristine, these toys, and thousands of dollars worth of toys on his desk, especially just in the Transformers alone over here. If you're Transformers fans, these are not just like old school toys. These are high-end collectibles that are ridiculously expensive, but he gets so excited whenever they come out. And that's the big scale AT-AT. He also has the big Millennium Falcon. I don't think it's here anymore. And we'll kind of cut back this way.
Oh, hang
We
on.
don't have enough.
Here.
What are we looking at? Oh, yeah, here's Nintendo sent us this from Howard Lincoln, who was the chairman of Nintendo at the time, and Minoru Arakawa, the president of Nintendo, for our well-written and glowing reviews of Mario Party and Mario Party 2. This is the funniest thing Nintendo's ever done. That is 100% sarcasm. Our reviews for those games were scathing and horribly written because we were terrible writers back then. We got a Ninja Gaiden standee wearing Parappa the Rapper chain.
Oh, hang on. I want to say hi to Birds real quick.
Oh, and Matt Burt, say hi. That's Matt Burt's office. Mine's next to his. Andy's is there. We don't have enough slack to show you that. But he's playing some Titanfall. He'll be on the stream later today. We have Matthew Cotto's desk, the cleanest desk in the office. You can see he has just one autographed soccer item. And it looks like some artwork his son drew or colored. Kim Wallace, I don't need to say it, JRPG fan. Lots of awesome collectibles here along the wall, all over her desk actually. And she gets a lot of that herself in Japan. She takes a lot of trips there for cover stories and Tokyo Game Show and stuff like that for us.
Talk about her candy.
And she, almost every day, will have candy sitting out for us, the editors. She is that much of a sweetheart and is that giving and brings candy for us to eat. And we take full advantage of that.
Oh, wait, this time.
So every once in a while, a reader will send in money for whatever reason, and it's just these, over the 25 years of Game Informer, we've collected $4. Sometimes it's like for mailing back or something. I don't know, but this is the money they sent us, so we just keep it on the wall here. And then here's some art of all of us as one big giant Hulk monster playing PS3. I don't know. It's weird stuff. We get a lot of weird stuff here. These cabinets are full of our consoles, so
Prove it.
well, they're all over the office right now, but it's gonna be a little dark. But here's the new Gears of War S. All sorts of gear for us to use. My personal pink Xbox 360 controller. But this is the new gen cabinet. Again, a lot of the stuff's missing right now. Here's kind of old school stuff. Last gen, 360, PS3. Robbie the Robot for some reason. The Virtual Boy's in there. Well, we have lots of this stuff throughout the office. This is kind of cool. Andy and I custom built this cabinet to hold our, what we called gold discs back in the day, and these are unfinished games. So when we would get preview copies, we would get these discs that would only play on debug units or developer units, and we'd keep them all in here, and these would get filled every month. There'd just be, and a lot of this stuff is from years ago. Like here's Darksiders 2 for PS3. We don't really get a lot of that stuff anymore. Now that everything's digital, you can download stuff. It's a lot easier that way. And some cool Final Fantasy art from Final Fantasy 9 from Square Enix, or maybe we bought it. I don't remember. But I remember when we got this framed. It's very cool. And now let's go to the vault. This is one of the biggest video game collections in the world. And this is something Andy McNamara and I started keeping way back 22 years ago, I guess, since I started working with him. We had a red cabinet, and we still have it, that we'd keep games in. And developers and publishers would start sending us finished games. We didn't want to keep them ourselves. We didn't want to sell them. We wanted to keep them as an archive for the magazine. And so we just started it, and it grew from one red cabinet to another one, to a closet, to a little room, to a bigger room, to a much bigger room. Then we moved offices, and we designed this vault from the office being designed as itself as something we wanted to be a showpiece. And you can see here, this black racing stripe is where the vault ended originally. You can see we had tile floor, and then we had to blow out a wall and double the size of it because we just outgrew it so fast. We didn't anticipate outgrowing it so fast. But we have pretty complete collections for PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, NES, Super Nintendo. We have an amazing Super Nintendo collection. Game Boy, things you don't see. Like you usually see our vault tours where we just focus on the shelves, but we just have these tray upon tray of Game Boy games that are loose, that we don't have the boxes for. But there's got to be a couple hundred of those down there. Pretty complete collection for Virtual Boy. And all sorts of stuff. Every Skylanders bundle that came out. A really nice Genesis collection. NES. A lot of rare stuff in here. Some games that never came out. And just some limited editions that are worth a lot of money. Amiibos. We have pretty much all those all over the office.
Pull a game off the shelf.
Yeah, what would be a good one to show here? Well, come over here. This is where all the crazy stuff is. If you got the slack. Here's zombie dinos. One dino giving a thumbs up for Philips Media, or Interactive Media.
Is that the CDI?
Yeah. So there's, we just have tons of these things. Defender of the Crown, that's a good game, actually.
People want to know what it smells like in here.
What do you think? It's normal?
It smells like plastic.
Yeah, it doesn't sound musky. Like I think a lot of people think it's like musky, but I don't think it is that way. Or musty. Iron Soldier, this was a good game on Jaguar.
Oh, the good game.
The good game. The version of Doom on here actually was pretty good. Andy McNamara did a strategy guide on this for us, I believe. And here's a great one. Alien versus Predator. We got to do this for replay someday.
Why haven't we?
I don't know if our Jaguar's working. I don't think we've done a Jaguar game yet. We should. One of my favorite box arts ever is for Drug Wars on 3DO. Look at that bad boy. Those guys are super cool.
What's that? What's the wheel?
What wheel? Oh, this is a ColecoVision wheel. It's a little broken. I think there's supposed to be a knob here. But remember, they had keypads almost like a phone. If you've never seen them, ColecoVision game. Here's Mousetrap. Yes, the board game came to systems. We have a limited, really small collection of Atari 2600 stuff. And the cool thing is we'll have readers or people that know us donate their collections or donate games every once in a while. If we talk about something we don't have, Yar's Revenge, that's a classic. This is one of the craziest things we have. We have Custer's Revenge, the Swedish erotica game, mint condition. This will never be opened. A lot of times we'll open these old games for replay and our research, and it kills us every time we do it because we don't want to do it, but we know we have shows to make and all that stuff, and that's what this archive's here for. It's not necessarily the value. It's mostly about us being able to use the stuff.
Japanese boxes are cool.
Oh, yeah. So in addition to getting stuff from publishers, we would buy stuff in Japan because back in the day, Japanese published games would come out there much sooner than they did in America. So let me grab a couple of these well-known ones. So we'd get these so we could preview them, or in some cases, try to get a head start on doing strategy and stuff like that. So that's the Mario 64 Japanese case. Let's see if I can find, do we have it? We might not have the case for it.
Super Mario?
Let's see if it's under Super. I don't think we have the case for it. Yeah, we just have the cartridge. That's weird. You know, Mario Kart 64, Pilot Wings, I love that cover. They're all super happy to be in the game box. And we have that for a lot of systems. The other thing, I showed you those unfinished games. Here's Super Gold 2 and R-Type. So these were ROMs that were kind of in a finished state, but we also would get them this way.
What game is that?
This, this might be Chrono Trigger. And it'd be interesting. Sometimes we get these games, but you see these little switches here? These would get thrown, and the game wouldn't work then. So we would sit and either write, or call or contact to see what the numbers needed to be, or if we were super eager to play something, we would even just try to switch one, switch it back, switch it. And a lot of times that would actually work for us.
And that's how you played Chrono Break, I think.
Yeah, right. So there's those old VHS tapes. Ben Hansen captured a lot of old commercials for replay from these, and the stream last year. Yeah. And I mean, just tons of awesome stuff. We have the biggest bongo collection in the world, I want to say, out of any game library. There's the Atari 5200 box.
Yeah. Do we have any 64 DD games?
No.
I don't have any 64 DD drives.
I don't think we got the DD. I think we knew that was going to be a bomb from the outset. A lot of weapons are stored here because we had editors hurt themselves with these, and we thought, let's not keep these around, or people would just be swinging baseball bats as they walked around. And it's like, we're going to kill someone. So we tried to keep most of the weapons in here. The saddest story we have about our vault is, you guys remember what PC boxes used to be like, right? Used to come in huge boxes like this. Every one of these games, I mean, all these loose discs were in boxes like that. And we had to throw them out because we didn't have the room for them. We had to just keep the smaller ones. Andy and I are kicking ourselves over that. We should have kept them because that would have been amazing. But PC's our biggest collection. Obviously, it's the longest running. It never ends, right? But we keep them all here. So this goes all the way back to the 90s, all the way up to today. There's not a lot of physical PC stuff released today, but this is a pretty sizable collection of it. And we have a little bit more room, you can see. We're still not quite done. Here's kind of a sea of Toys to Life stuff and collector's editions. One thing you won't see is there used to be Rock Band gear everywhere in here. We now have a Rock Band and Guitar Hero specific overflow room, which is just a graveyard of instruments.
Let's walk back down to the studio.
Oh yeah, and a Halo Zune. Look at that. How cool is that? Never used, and for good reason. All right, let's go down to the studio. It's very close. Hopefully Hanson does not fall down the stairs. Oh, out here, what you're seeing here, I don't want to get a good look because there might be some spoilers of what we're doing in the future, but this is our production department. They lay out the magazine. They put it together for us, both print and digital. Our programmers here who work on the website. They make everything, all of our work look fantastic. But we used to only have one floor here. The floor you're on right now is what used to be our original office. We eventually got a second floor, and we're going to go down to that right now. We blew a big hole in the ceiling and put in a spiral staircase. Originally, we wanted a pole, a fireman's pole, but we're clumsy. We'd probably die on that. And look who it is.
I'm doing nothing.
Wait, was that the murder mystery music? All right, and let's go back in. Here we go. And here we are, Extra Life. Here's Ben Reeves, ready to do an auction.
Take away.